This rather basic looking gun has so many layers of synergy it's insane. With everything stacked up, the Noxious Vetiver goes from rather mid to an absolute monster. Here is everything you need. The best place to start is of course the perks. Column 4 a no-brainer with jolting feedback. Especially on a higher RPM weapon, it's incredible. This applies jolt to targets for just landing hits, 17 hits while not amplified, or a reduced 13 hits while amplified. If you are playing prismatic or arc, you will be maintaining amplified at all times easily. These hits can be on a single target or against multiple targets too, so no matter what you are doing, you just keep applying jolt while firing. At 600 RPM and amplified, it will be a jolt proc every 1.3 seconds, which is pretty insane. Column 3 loose change is just bait. Yes, it increases reload after applying jolt, but here's the thing. We are not ever going to be reloading. Instead, look for attrition orbs. This is better on high RPM weapons and will generate an orb every 19 shots. Functionally, the same thing as jolting feedback. Just keep landing hits. These orbs will have great functionality with some upcoming mods which make this weapon insane. And here's how to skip those reloads. The origin trait Dark Ether Reaper. Getting defeats to this weapon will spawn ether charges. Shoot these and the gun is refilled, even beyond typical reserves. 40% extra at base or 80% extra with artifact mod enhanced ether generator. Absolutely use this mod. It even doubles ether charges generated, so you have 2 opportunities to overflow the mag paired proc, with a proc taking 4 red bar defeats, 2 majors or a single mini boss. You can even just run into these charges to detonate them too if that's easier in the moment. A lot of the time you do accidentally just end up shooting these things and get a steady refill of ammo directly to the magazine. Exploding these charges also deals a decent amount of AoE damage too. The weapon itself so far looks pretty decent, but outside options is what really makes this great. Starting with Peacekeepers. No reloads means you can keep a maximum damage stack of 100% active for longer. 20 hits is required to achieve this, but if you do not fire for a second, the buff needs to be rebuilt. Thankfully not a problem because we can just keep firing. The funny thing is, this 100% damage boost also applies to the damage dealt by the Dark Ether charges when you explode them, so that's much more potent. Outside of combat you can also stow the Noxious Vetiver for a second to get it instant loaded too, so you really do never have to reload with these things. And now the Arc Artifact package. Trace Evidence, Retinal Burn and the new option Arc Compounding. Trace Evidence will spawn an Ionic Trace after scoring 2 precision hits against the Arc debuff target, with a 4-second cooldown between activations. To begin with, this Arc debuff will be Jolt, but the other mods enable more options. Retinal Burn will blind the target after 2 precision hits, but take an armor charge to do so. This is why Attrition Orbs is a great column 3 perk, as it gives you repeated access to this mod. Using a tonic boost on these 2 mods makes the loop so much stronger. Trace Evidence will grant an armor charge per Ionic Trace collected, while Retinal Burn will deal an AoE blind rather than single target. The new mod is the best of the bunch though. Arc Compounding will make blinded targets take 15% increased arc damage. This can be from the Vetiver itself, or if you are running an arc heavy like Anarchy, Prospector or Bittersweet, these will also deal increased damage, as will supers like Thunder Crash. And since the blind loop is so easy, this is another effect which is just active all the time. Also, if you have made it this far into a video, consider joining my new community Discord. Here you can look for LFG groups to run dungeons, GMs or whatever you want, or just have a chat with other like-minded Destiny players. Link in the description. You could even try something like Arc Warlock. Instead of Peacekeepers, run Crown of Tempest and use the Aspect Electrostatic Mind to really juice up Ionic Trace production. This will be more than enough to permanently blind enemies and benefit from the damage boost against them. It's great what is available right now for this silly little gun. Look out for this role when completing the Tomb of Elders activity and be sure to give it a try. Thank you for watching.